Hello, viewers. Hello, viewers. This is a live stream, and if you notice, the title is a perfect combination: CorelDraw and SketchUp. Can no, you haven't missed anything because I just started. Can you, Susie? Can you confirm that the audio is okay because I'm using a different computer? Okay. Hello, Mike, Tess. Hello. So is my audio okay? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so tonight, I mean, right now, because it's already 12:45 a.m. here in Canada, so I don't know how to greet. Is it good morning or good night or anyway? So this live stream is all about CorelDraw combination of SketchUp. Now, in the last live streaming, I was explaining about the presentation, right? The presentation. How do you present? So it's better to present, you know, an artwork or a mock-up within actual, the actual product. Like for example, in a signage. So, like for example, this one, a banner stand. It's better to have a banner stand in there. So I'm just gonna give you a story wherein I was I was with a client, and the client was was accepting proposals and stuff. So my proposal was like just a simple one. I also did a mock-up like this, a mock-up of business cards and some signage. But the problem is when there was one presentation there wherein that design company had a SketchUp model of the sign that they were doing and all the trade show display, and I was really impressed, and I was telling myself, wow, they can do that in 3D. So the so so I was really intrigued about SketchUp, and I know it's a free software. And so what I'm going to talk about now is not really CorelDRAW, but also it's more of SketchUp. So SketchUp is a free product. It's a Google product, and I really would advise you to learn SketchUp. SketchUp, for me, SketchUp is like the 3D of CorelDRAW. It's very simple, very straightforward, easy to use, and it's actually helpful in your presentation. Presenting your idea, your design, or your concept. So now, why 3D SketchUp? So like in my story, the 3D presentation will really step on the 2D presentation. I mean, if you have something like this, say for example, I had a client who wanted to, I was proposing this design, but then if another graphics designer would show a 3D model of the car and can be able to rotate and see the other views. Like for example here, I need to have another image, right, to see the other side. But if you're in a 3D model, you can spin around, your view and look, look and observe, right, with your design. So anyway, I will, like I said, I'm gonna encourage you to look into in SketchUp. So right now if you look at the screen now, that is SketchUp Pro. I've got a Pro license because I'm an instructor, so they gave me a Pro license. But the only difference between the Pro version is that you can build layouts, and layouts is like you can export it as a PDF. Yeah, but that's the only difference. But anyway, I'll click on start using SketchUp here, and I'll demonstrate to you how this software, how this is useful in your presentation. Okay, so when you open SketchUp, you're going to have this I'm gonna close that one, this view. Okay, sorry, it looks like my signal is lost here. Okay, I think I have problems with my streaming right now. Can anybody confirm that it's still okay? Okay. 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 So now I'm back. So when you open SketchUp, you're going to have this person here. So that person is actually a just a reference for your model. We call models, right? So anyway, I'm just gonna delete this one. I'm not really gonna explain like step by step in SketchUp, but I'll just show you how useful SketchUp is in presenting your ideas or your concept, okay, or your graphics. So here's an example. For example, I'm gonna go back to my CorelDraw here, and this one here is the banner stand that I want to present, right? Like for example, this one, it's really flat and I can't spin it around, right? So, but what I'll do first, I'm going to export this as a JPEG or a PNG. So I'm gonna export this to JPEG. Yeah, I'll make it JPEG. Export. Okay. So, and then I'll just make this high. Okay. Just gonna cancel this because I think I have problems with my layers here. I'm gonna put it in a new document. Okay. So now it's there. Okay, so now I'm going to export this. So I'm going to go File, Export. I can also export for web because this is only for presentation, right? So we don't need to have like a really high resolution image. So I'm just going to put here banner, okay, and click on Save. Okay. So now I'm going to my SketchUp here, and then in SketchUp, you can actually get models from the warehouse. So 3D warehouse. I'm just gonna click on 3D warehouse and then get models, and then here I'm going to type in banner stand. Okay. Okay. What is this? Sorry. Banner stand. Okay. So banner stand. So if you notice, these ones are uh, there are people who contributed these models. Okay, so you can actually contribute too once you create a model in SketchUp. But why should you make one if there's already like a library of models? So I'm going to say I'm gonna click on this one. So pull up banner display stand, and then of course I'm just gonna click on accept. This is just a um, one time. Okay, so it says here load this directly to your SketchUp model. I'll say yes, and oops, so now it's in here. It's very tiny. So what I'll do, I'm gonna move it to the axis here, to the origin. I'm just gonna copy this, Control C, and then I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna paste. Okay, so now I'm going to move this over here. Okay. Okay, so now this is the banner stand, right? That's the back of the banner stand. You've got the pole there, and then you've got this blank kind of surface, right? So now, remember in CorelDraw, I exported this as a JPEG. So what I'll do here, I'm going to insert that in here, inside in the surface. But when I orbit like this, you can see that it changes the perspective, and you can look around, right? So now I'm going to go to file, and then I'm going to import because it's an image, and it's going to ask me where I saved the image. So it's this one here. So I'm going to click on texture, and so the texture, so that actually texture or image, that's fine too. So maybe for this one, because it's just like a straight surface, I'm just going to click on image and then click on import. So when I click on import, sorry, I had a mistake there. I should double click this one, and then because it's grouped together, then I'm going to import the image. You know what, I'll just use texture here. Click import, and I go like this. Sorry, there's also disadvantage in getting models, because sometimes you don't know if the models have been created created the right way. I'm just gonna try to do that again here. Just double click on that. You know what, I'm just gonna make my own surface here. Okay. Okay, now that's my surface, and then I go import. I'll go image, click on import. Okay, so that's better. Go like this, and then I'm gonna scale this down. Okay. Okay, now let's take a look. I can still adjust it. Now. Sorry, I have to do that again because the surface that I made is actually not aligned to the banner stand. So I'm gonna delete that. Okay. So yeah, I apologize if it's if I'm slowing down because I've got some errors here, and that's the disadvantage if you're doing live. But I'll try my best to convince you that it's good to learn SketchUp. Okay, so click on banner, click import. Sorry, I have to create another. Okay, I'm gonna check here. Okay, I think that looks fine now. So I click on file and I'll go to import image, the banner, click import, and I'm gonna go like this and there. Perfect. So now I'm going to scale that down, going down like this. Okay. So now if you notice, this is from CorelDraw and export it as a JPEG, and if you notice, this presentation is way better than than a flat presentation like this, right? And then not only that, you can also cast shadows here. So for example, you are going to view and then click on shadows, and you can have a shadow there, right? So that's one advantage. And what you can do, you can also export this as a PDF. Say for example, you're doing a presentation and then you want a certain angle. So for example, this angle like that. So what you can do, you can go file and then export 2D graphic. Let's say I want to put this in CorelDRAW because I'm gonna make a like some quotation, put description. So I can make it a JPEG. I'm just gonna put here banner. So banner 1, click export, and I'll go to my CorelDRAW. Let's say I'm going to put it here, so I'm going to import that. So it's this one there, and then you can put description there. Okay. If you don't want a shadow, that's okay too. You can also change that in SketchUp here. So that is one what do you call this, one way to present it. Now I'll give you another situation wherein, say for example, you have a project wherein you are, let's go to the web, and then I'm going to the web. I'm going to Google Images, and I'll just say package design. Okay, I'm just going to, okay, so here's an example here. Okay, so I'm gonna go view image, copy. I'm gonna go to CorelDRAW here, and I'm gonna paste that image. So here's an example too, right? So let's say you've done this in CorelDRAW, and this is how you present it because you want to make it a 3D version of it. So this is fine. This is still impressive. But say for example, your customer says, I want to change the angle of this, the angle of the view of, say for example, you're putting this in an ad, right? And you want to change the angle. You can't do it here in CorelDRAW, unfortunately. But if you have the artwork of the sides, of the the sides of the box here, you can change it to JPEG, and then you can import it here. Okay, so I'm going to give an example. I'm just gonna delete this, and then I'll make a box. Creating a box in SketchUp is really easy. So this is the, if you notice the tools here, it's really simple. I like the cartoony look icons here. It just shows that it's really easy to use. And okay, so let's just say, for example, this is uh, the um, the box, right? The box, and then you are going to, let's say that's the cereal box or like a toy box that you're designing in CorelDraw, and see how easy it is. Easy to, and then you can also put dimensions here. But anyway, so I've got a box here, and then I'm just gonna go to the web again and just go there, package design. Just gonna okay, I'm just going to get some images here. Okay, this is, oh perfect, this is a good one. Okay, so now I'm just gonna save this, save image. Okay, I'm gonna copy that image first. Okay, I did copy something in my clipboard. I'm gonna paste it now here. Okay, so okay, so this is the package design, right? So what I can do here, because I know I have the sides here, this side, this, so 1 2 3 4 sides, right? So here's what I'm gonna do. I can, obviously I can power clip that, right? So power clip that. So I'm gonna duplicate that. I'm gonna duplicate, gonna put this here. Okay, and then I'm gonna make this one here, so that's the side, and also this side here. Okay, so I just show you what I did here. Okay, so basically I have 1 2 3 4, right? So I'm gonna power clip this, right, into this, and this one, right? So what I'll do, I'm gonna click on this, and then I'm going to actually what I can do here, I can combine all of this. Okay, so these three I'm gonna combine. Okay, so that's combined already. So now I'm gonna power clip this, click on object, power clip, place inside the frame. And what's the frame? It's this frame, right? Okay, but remember I did these 4 objects here. Now I can go to object and then break power clip apart. Sorry, break power clip curve apart. Yeah, so now it's 1 2 3 and 4, right? So obviously you can clean that up, but okay, since it's just a quick demonstration, so I have 1 2 3 4. Okay, so what I'll do, I'm going to export this individually, this 4 sides, right? So this one I will save, sorry, export. I can go export for the web, so it's gonna be pixels, but you can also use the JPEG here. So I'm gonna save as, and then I'm going to go, I'm just gonna put side 1, and then here is, this one's export to. So where did I put it? JPEG. No, sorry, not JPEG. I go export to the web again. So I go side 2, and then side, sorry, okay, side 2, and then this one will be side 3, and the last one would be side 4. File, export, side 4. Okay, so save as side 4. Okay, okay, so now just looking at the chat here. Sorry, I'm gonna read the comments later. I'm just gonna go do the demo, and then later I'm going to entertain those questions. So okay, so I've got those four now, and then I'm going to go to my box, right? The box doesn't look like the serial, the box that I was designing, so I'm going to make it like that. And that, I'm going to go back here. But if you really are, you want the exact size, you can also measure this one and then put the real measurement in SketchUp. But since I'm just doing this for demo, I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, estimate. Okay, so we're good now. I'm good now. So I'm gonna go file and then import. So I go side one, right? I'll put it as an image, side one, and click on import. So I'm gonna go like this, and okay, so that's fine. If I go like this, that's actually good, so that I can drag this and make it there. All right, isn't that amazing? Like that, those clicks only, but then now it's 3D now. I really love this software. This software is a really good combination for for CorelDraw. Okay, so anyway, so I'm gonna import and then go side two, import. So side two would go here, and okay, so that's also good, so that I can adjust my box. Oop, there, and then I go file, import, side three. I go like this. Oh, perfect. And then I go import again, and then this one would be side 4. Now this one I just have to scale this down. This is the scale to, oops. Yep, sorry, that's not the one. Okay, that one. Okay. Okay. So now unless they want to see the bottom part, now you can also, in CorelDRAW you can also put the bottom design. But for now, for the demo, I'll just make this same color as this one. So it's the paint bucket, right? And then I'm going to, okay, I'm just gonna review my skills here. So Alt, so here down below it says Alt, so I'm gonna hit Alt and then sample the color. Okay, so no, that doesn't work. So maybe here what I'll do, I'm just gonna go to colors, or I've got this eyedropper tool to sample, but I can't sample. Anyway, I'm just gonna get this one. There, perfect. Maybe, okay, that's good. Okay, so now let's just say, for example, we have the artwork here, but for now, okay, so this is how it looks like, right? So now what you can do, so say for example, the you're gonna want to change the view, so just go like this and export as a JPEG and then insert it in your document, or like this, or like that, right? And did you also know that you can make an animation here? So for animation, you can create scenes. Okay, so we're going to create some sceneries here. View, scenes, section cuts. Okay, animation. Animation and add scene. So this is scene number 1. And then we can also add another scene, number 2, and scene number 3. Okay, so scenes are like camera shots. Okay, So I'm gonna go to Windows here, and then okay, so I'm gonna go. So this is my first scene. Okay, so my second scene, I'm gonna sorry. So I click on my this tab here, and then say for example I want my client to see that scene. So I right mouse click on this and click on update, and then I go to number 3. See that? And then so number 3, let's say I want to go like this, I'm gonna update. Okay, so now I go to scene number 1. Okay, and then scene number 2, and then scene number 3, right? So now you can make this as an AVI, like a movie file, and then you can send it to your client in an email, or you can put it in YouTube, and then you can show them how it looks like in a different, different angles. So this would really beat something like this, right? Do you agree? And of course, all of this ones, like the green background here, can also be changed. And there's a lot of tutorials in what do you call this, in SketchUp, that you can discover in YouTube. Okay, so now I think the last one that I want to show you is, okay, you would tell me, okay, this is fine because it's like all flat surfaces, right? But what if you have something like like a cylinder? Okay, so what I'll do here, I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a cylinder. So like that, right? And then I'm just going to move this and say, for example, I'm going to make it the same height as my box. There. Okay, so now my objective here is, again, I'm going to go to Google Images here. Actually, you know what I'm thinking? I'm just going to use this one for here. Okay, so now I'm going to go to view, and then click on hidden geometry, because the hidden geometry will show you the segments of the cylinder. Okay, so now I'm gonna go file and then import. So instead of image, I'm gonna go texture, and then I'm gonna click on side number 1, and then I'm gonna go import. So what I'll do here, I'm gonna go put it in 1. Sorry, that's again. So import texture side 1. There. Okay, so now you would wonder why it's only one segment, right? So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on the paint bucket tool, and then I'm gonna go hit an alt and then go like this. Isn't that amazing? See, because say for example you're designing a like a package for or a pop can, right? There. Now you notice it wasn't the right one, right? That's because technically you have to measure the diameter here. Okay, so sorry, not the circumference, and then that one should be also matched in CorelDraw. So for example here, so say this is how many inches, like say this is 4 inches, right? So from here to here it's 4 inches, so the circumference also of in SketchUp should be 4 inches. But yeah, so that's that's SketchUp. So now now I can go back to, I'm gonna answer your questions, or if you have any questions, just just type in the chat and then I'll answer it. So now I'm going to read your questions here. Okay. So Susie, what about the background? Yes, in SketchUp you can change the background. You can even eliminate the background. That's more of the settings when you export the 2D graphic. There's an option here to remove. I think it's not here. It's somewhere there, but you can customize that. Okay, so I know you're trying to plan. Yes, it's really cool. Now here I've been a graphic designer for a long time already, maybe 26 years. And here's my advice to you as a young graphic designer, or if you're a beginner graphic designer, or if you own a business and you're working in an advertising company. Do not ignore 3D. Now, in the future, presentation, sorry, sorry about that. I'm just gonna go view and then click on, because this one shows the geometry. I click on hidden geometry, now it's smoother now, right? So now going back to what I'm saying is that do not ignore 3D, because there will be a situation wherein people or your competitor will be giving a 3D presentation, and if you don't have the 3D capabilities, or you don't know how to do it, that's a disadvantage, right? And then you really have to learn 3D, because in 3D, what I'm saying right now, CorelDraw, you can create 2D in CorelDraw and then put it in SketchUp. Not only that, 3D printing is getting popular now, and I've used CorelDraw. I made some some objects or logos in CorelDraw, and then put it in SketchUp, and then make it as a 3D printing file, and it was amazing. Yeah, so anyway, so don't ignore 3D, and it's also good for learning. It's good for for you as a graphic designer, because if you got these tools, it's really a plus. The 3D is a plus in your presentation. Okay, there's a question here for 3D PDF. For 3D PDF, I'm going to try that, but I know you can. 3D PDF, so 3D model. I'm gonna go 3D PDF here. I'm not sure, but I know SolidWorks, because I also use SolidWorks. You can actually make it as a 3D PDF, but I can research that one. Okay, so what else? Okay, so I think I'm gonna end the live stream now, and sorry for the delay, and also sorry for some things that I can't avoid having a mistake here. Maybe I wasn't that prepared, but that's life. It's a live stream, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, and if you don't mind liking this video, and I'm really thankful that you guys are watching and you support me, and I'm gonna try to do this regularly. I'm gonna make another one tomorrow. I'm gonna make it I'm gonna try my best to be more prepared, and I'm going to talk about so tomorrow I'm gonna talk about And maybe I'm gonna review the new CorelDraw version, but I don't know yet. It might change. Uh, but just stay tuned and have a nice night or have a nice day. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.